All right, I want to do a quick update on the SP5K that I have. And I'm going to explain some gripes I had previously or I still have, and something to be aware of a little bit. I'm going to start from butt to tip. So I have a Hagler Defense stock system, I don't know. And I'm using this trail hook brace. I do like this because it's stable, but also like it helps with what I have my intended purposes for it, in terms of keeping it as a pistol. It's stable. Don't get me wrong, it's stable. My issue came with side alignment and snag tensionabilities, which is why I don't like this one anymore, because I'm realizing I could probably snag more stuff on this than I thought. I want something more symmetrical and easier to store, which is why I purchased a BMT telescoping brace. Once I get it, right now they don't have it in stock, and they're taking forever to stock up. So until they get a new shipment, I won't have that until then. So I just gotta be patient, I guess. And cost is pricey. Just because it's even on the side, once I do get it, and it's gonna be easier to and better to pull out once I need to deploy the brace. This issue with the Hagler Defense build is this just wasn't made properly. Like, this is plastic, so it's one mistake when pulling it out messed it up, so now it's just hanging out, so it's not even properly secured. That's my issue with it, I'll be honest. I don't know if it's hard to see, but you can see the dents there, but that was more flush. Now it's not, because obviously it wasn't properly deployed. So there's that. It is plastic, and that's the one gripe I have about it too. This is straight up aluminum, but this part was plastic, and so I just don't like that. The way I had it crunched up on it was very annoying, so I decided to lower this down on the 1913 rail end here. Okay, so I had lowered down past the point. It's not as flush, but also it's the only way for me to get proper sight alignment on my irons. So that's something I had to consider. And if I still wanted to cheat, but again, I'm swapping out this whole thing, so it doesn't really matter in the end. This is a Lee Sporting lower trigger group. Highly recommend it. If that's an upgrade, you're willing to. If there's one upgrade I highly recommend, that all the way. Okay. Now, you get to choose which grip you want. I just had to go with something that's more of a pistol, so I just had to go with this one. That's why I went for it. And it's great. I love just the AR trigger, because it's the Geisley trigger. The trigger break, the reset is just satisfying, okay? 45-degree radiant selector, that's what I went with. And my only gripe is, and I don't know if it's the gun or if it's the Lee Sporting lower. Keep in mind, it might be the gun, because I had an issue with it prior to. But then again, like, I don't know if it's the lower, because it's giving that little, you can hear that it's not properly seated. It's really, it does get annoying sometimes just because of the noise, but other than that, it still functions. It's still right. I just have that gripe. That's my very small gripe about this lower. You can hear it kind of moving like a millimeter. Upgrade I highly recommend at all times too is this magwell. Like, the amount of times I had to try to find it, put my finger here, pinch my fingers, then find it, then put it in, was annoying, right? So I believe this is from Hagler Defense too. But like just having one, like having that mag will helps so much, and like not even having to look and easily put it in, right? So that's another upgrade I highly recommend, and that's like 30-50 bucks. I don't actually remember, but that's another upgrade I recommend. The only thing is I can't properly screw it all the way, because if I screw it all the way, it impedes the mag release here, mag pedal release, which causes it to not seat properly in, and it takes a struggle to seat in. So I have it like off, but I unscrewed it just a tad, just so that it can fit. You see that little gap right there? Just so that it can fit the mag in, but also that the mag release can actually properly function too. That's the only thing about this gripe I have about this one. I do wish it was like wider, or whatever the case is. I did scratch up my SP5K because of it a little bit. So just to be honest here, this is a UTG Pro Monolithic rail system. I like it. It is very pleasing to the eye aesthetically. There's just a little practicality issues with it, right? And it's still good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a good rail system. I can still maintain my cold witness even with this riser, and easy to mount. Okay, I'm not gonna lie there. Easy to mount. Again, aesthetically pleasing. Issue. So with the Magpul, at least I had a cut here, and I wish they made this lower for the rail system. Divot, so just like the Magpuls, because I want a handbrake there. So now I gotta purchase a third-party handbrake just so that my fingers don't go past the to the suppressor barrel. It's something I have to consider, right? The charging handle, because of this upper part, which is part of the rail system now, is there. I have to pull the charging handle and lift into that crack there, which is what my knuckle gets pinched in, or gets scratched up because of this groove right here. That's just a consideration with this rail system. This impedes this, okay? Charging handle. So other than that, it's still good, and it gives you you can optimize that light placement right here, which again, is not gonna lie, it's really good. It's just give and takes, right? HK slap, right? You have to make sure you put more force onto it so you can get your better groove, or just get proper seating to push that mag release. So that's something to consider, right? You can still do it though. It's not bad. You can still do that kind of slap. It's just because of this upper. That's just another thing to account for impediment right here at this groove. Okay. I don't have a light. I'm still debating if I even want a light. That's gonna be about like $300 plus the mounts and all that upgrades. So that's in the air. But yeah, go back a little bit. This is a Leaps riser, and it's going to be for my RMR cut, but also this is a Trijcon RMR. Leaps riser is a 1.57. I could have gone higher because that would have been more comfortable, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Meaning, if I was higher, I don't have to divot, but at least the riser helps me not sink in for the iron sights. But when my head's more neutral, and I have that riser, if I had the higher riser, I had to be more straight. But something to consider is the technique. You can either go out and then divot in, which is why a high riser would also be good, because then I can divot in and keep my head more straight. Or I can just divot a little bit and then divot in to get that. So I need the red dot on my, get the red dot in my view of the window here. So I wanted something more compact, which is why I went with a 1.57 instead of the 1.9. 1.97 is, I believe it's 1.97 leaps riser is more practical, but I wanted something more compact for the purposes I have this gun. So I went with that, and the riser really helps me. I still have complete cold witness even with the monolithic rail system. I have complete cold witness with the iron sights, and I'm gonna be honest, like that's another great upgrade right there. You just gotta make sure you have the proper 1913 rail system for it, or you can get the BMT clamps. I just had to go with this one because I wanted to move this and decide where the best placement is. I put it right here for now because I'm still debating if I want a QD mount right here for the rear once I switch out this. But yeah, it's made out of aluminum. Can't do anything wrong with that. I have an Arisaka handbrake coming in. I'm put it right there. Issue is, again, like I said before, it's going to be pushing 3 fingers, and then the 2 fingers, which is this my ring finger and the pinky, be right on that Arisaka handbrake right here. See that little groove right here? I just don't like that, so I'm thinking about purchasing a railscale QTR stop, which is just divot. It's a, I think it's perfect. It's a half M-lock slot that fits right here, and it'll put the stop right in front of it, like right here. And so I'm thinking about getting that, but looking at $100 for that small little piece. And I believe it works with this because this is smaller than, there was a 0.95 inches, which is what the QTR stop curves in. So a lot of details, specs, and all that I had to research, but I think I'm gonna probably go with that for the handbrake, for the brake, and then the Arisaka brake right here, or the for whatever right here. That way I can keep my 3 fingers realistically right here, pinky right on the Arisaka angled handbrake, and I can still maintain contact with the rail system without having any iffy moments. Something about. And then if I want a pad for a light right here, I can also install one right here. Again, that's still in the air, but at least the Arisaka mount and that handbrake is probably my next upgrade's gonna be. But for sure the Arisaka's coming in. And it's the most aesthetically pleasing from the eye, but also compact. I didn't want something out. But if I had like I forgot what it was, another handbrake, angle grip that sticks out more, I can put more grip onto it without worrying too much about that finger getting close to the barrel. But it just wasn't aesthetically pleasing, and it wasn't compact and slim like I wanted for the Arisaka handbrake. So there's that. That's why I went with that, and that's coming in soon, so I'll put that on here soon. I went with the SilencerCo Omega 9K because it's compact, short, costs still relatively low. I was lucky to have Shields have a sale where they had a sale where if you bought a suppressor through them during a certain time, they would pay for the $200 tax stamp, and what you would need to do, and they would do all the fingerprint, of course, at Shields. So I went in, bought it. I bought 2 suppressors from them actually, and saved myself $400 on tax stamps because of it. Why am I saying tax stamps? The tax for it, right? I had to buy a tri-lug mount for it, so I got a tri-lug mount for it, so I can get onto my barrel here. Okay. The only thing is that if you look very carefully, the barrel is starting to wear, and this is my 12th time putting on and off, and I didn't realize it until like 6th time. I'm like, is it coming from this? It's kind of wearing already, but that's gonna happen no matter what, so give and take, I guess, right? Easy to put on, easy to take off, okay? Simple as that. Okay. So I'm excited to shoot this. I got my subsonic rounds ready. I was talking to take it out to range to see what it sounds like, hear what it sounds like. What am I seeing? And yeah, these are the upgrades, kind of gripes here and there, and I mean there's gonna be more gripes. I'm not gonna lie, but also like this is such a good build though. Like even though I have these gripes, for the intended purpose of what it is, I got a great build right here. Again, almost done. Telescoping brace, the Arisaka handbrake, that QTR stop from railscales. I might do some railscales for the cover in the future. I don't know yet. I don't think I'll also spend an extra $200 on that if I really. I don't think so. And then the debating on whether I want to put a light on this, a micro light. If I'm looking at it's $300 for the mount system and also the light itself. So, and it says it's gonna be a compact light. So that's what I want. I'm debating on that. Other than that, great upgrades. Leaf spore and lower, leaps riser, and this mag well. Yeah, great gun. And can't say that I regret it because I also really enjoy shooting this SP5K. Now I'm gonna end it with a HK slap and then trigger pull. Okay, I'm not funny.